Alright, apologies if I am a bit out of breath, but this is my new bike. This is a Norco, as it says on the side, Sight A2 160 MX. MX stands for mixed wheel. 160 is for 160mm travel in the back, and of course 170mm at the front. A2, A stands for aluminium, 2 it is the second tier down, even though there is no A1 160. And yeah, I just picked this up. This is the first ride, and I'm pretty excited. You might think, oh, what's wrong with the fluid? Well, first of all, this has 30mm more travel front and rear, 38mm fork instead of a 34. It is RockShox suspension. Everything else is Shimano Dior, except for rims. It is a lot heavier. I weighed this at 19 kilograms, but personally I don't trust the scale I used. It's either an all-mountain or it's an enduro. Now, this is the 2027 model, and funny story, I ordered this months ago, back in March, and they said, oh, you'll get it May. May came, they said, you'll get it June. It is now June, and it's here, because I ordered the 2026 model, and it turns out that the reason why I didn't get it earlier was because Norco stopped making the 2026 model, and they were starting production on the 27 model, and I got a 27 model. It's $200 more, but I didn't pay extra, which is nice. Differences are, it's got the new Zeb Select, which has this funky air chamber on the bottom, which makes it more linear. It definitely feels pretty linear, but it's, a bigger fork. It does, in fact, come with a Sprindex, and interestingly enough, it also comes with a regular spring on the bike, so you get 2 springs. So with this size 3, came with a 450-pound standard spring and a 450 to 500-pound Sprindex. This is the RockShox, I think it's Deluxe Coil Select Plus, 1-up EDC light, which is really nice. WTB Volt saddle, Assegai Minion DHR2. That's a double down case with max grip, and this is a Exo Plus case with max grip. 27.5. That's a 2.5 wide, and that's a 2.4. I put these pedals on. These are my pedals that I bought for this bike. I also ride wrapped it, and I've got my bottle mount. I think the pressure in the fork is too low, because it doesn't sag the way you'd expect it to. So it feels still really soft, even though it's 25% sag. So Norco, please set up a ride-aligned preset for this bike, because there is none, and it's a very different fork. I am going to do windlass, because that's I'm very familiar with it. I've not bedded in the brakes. I have basically not ridden this yet. Let's set that there. I'm running the compression a little bit higher than what the 26 model's ride-aligned thing says, just so I can maybe compensate for the soft spring. Alright, first ride. Okay. Yep, those are not bedded brakes. Oh my god, I barely felt that. Wow. That was so soft. It's also probably partly down to the overly soft setup on the fork. Wow, let me pause for a second. My eyes are watering. That is definitely way too soft. Let's try and reduce the amount of bottoming out that I do. I have to run this at a higher pressure for sure, but I mean, my friend Lyndon has the previous Gen Zeb, and it's probably due to how high pressure he runs, but that feels totally different. This is very plush, and it just keeps going. I think I need tokens as well, but I don't have a tool to take the top cap off. All right, let's keep going. No way anyone can make it up that step up, but wow. Okay, something else. It might be, this is an adjustable dropper post. I forgot to mention it's a Rad Plus, Trans X Rad Plus, and so you can adjust how high it goes. I don't know if it's in the highest position or the lowest, or somewhere in between, but I would like more space between me and the dropper. God damn. Travel for days. And an interesting point about this bike, it does feel a lot like the Fluid. Wow, that's sure is something. I do really wish the seat would be more out of the way, which is strange because it's supposed to be 200mm. It doesn't feel like it, because if I hop off, you can see how much the post I've got exposed. I mean, just looking at it, that doesn't scream 200mm. Another fun fact, this is the first time I've set up tubeless tires, and for all the struggling other people have with it, I didn't have a problem. It was pretty easy. It could be the rim and tire combination, but all I did, I mean, these tires come with pre-installed tubeless tape, and they come with inner tubes, so you take the tubes out, install the included tubeless valves, pour in some sealant, and close up the beads. And all I did was, didn't even remove the valve core, I just used my regular bike pump, floor pump, to just pump, you know, not crazy hard, but quicker than I usually would. And it just went pop, 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 and it was done. The rear tire was more difficult because it's a smaller tire, double down casing, so it's quite stiff. But yeah, I should use my lockout. So yeah, this is it's not very different. I mean, I haven't ridden the Fluid recently. It's been busy. But this reminds me a lot of it. Alright, now for the maneuverability test. Can a slack enduro bike do this corner just as easy as the Fluid? Alright. Ooh. A little bit wobbly on the entry, but it's fine. No problems. We gotta be quick because the sun is setting. Come on, gear up. This is quickly becoming a new favorite trail. I've increased the rebound on the fork since it is so soft. Woohoo! Oh, it's bouncy now. Very lively at the front. Oh, it is so smooth and plush. Could have done with some more speed there. I like this hub a lot better than the one in the fluid, the rear hub. The fluid one has a bit of a clunking issue on some spots in the range. But it's not failed, so I hear a kangaroo. Of course, I seem to have already maxed out my travel. Yeah, the back feels a lot stiffer than the front. I might, for this next section, I might just there, 490 pounds. Yeah. I think I need to just follow the setup guide from RockShox. Norco ain't helping me here. Oh yeah! That's the first time I've done all of Pine Express on camera. Last time I rode with Lyndon, we did Pine Express, but my camera battery died, so... And I think it's just in time. Let's give this a bit of a jump. I'm back for day 2. I have made some changes. I have upped this to the 150 psi that RockShox recommends. It's probably closer to 145. Yeah, this feels more normal now, so we'll see what travel usage is like. I also slowed down the rebound on the back by 1 click, so I feel like it was a little bit too fast, but otherwise I haven't done anything else. Bronzewing. The chatter test, this very rooty trail. Okay. Definitely easy to go fast. Let's see if we can do it in one go, so I can check my time later. Very quiet bike. Oh, there's that root again. I'm going to need to stop to slow down to adjust my glasses. I didn't put the grips on them. I forgot. Damn. Trail's very soft today. Straight over the roots. Nice. Hop. Oh yeah. This is definitely a much plusher ride. And usually I run softer than recommended. Careful here. Come on. Come on. Oh. That felt fast. But a rough ride can deceive you as a fast ride. Nothing shifts quite like a brand new drivetrain. What is the name of this one? Batak. Alright. I'm going to batak it. Oh, fuck. I did it. Alright. We're just going for it. You. Skippy. Nah. Too chicken for that one. All right. I always try to pop too hard there and end up coming off the pedal just a little bit. Oh, that was intense. It brings a tear to my eye. Not because of emotions, because of all the air blowing into my eyeball. I wear glasses, so I don't really have the option of goggles. Nearly. This bike is... Hello there. This bike is quite nippy. I know I could go probably over that, but that rock scares me. That thing scares me. I mean, I've got this bike set up at the recommended level, and it feels sort of like the fluid. And I had the fluid set up soft because I was like, I'm not using all this travel. It seems like I've got the fork at a good pressure. But yeah, I wasn't using my travel, and the ride was pretty harsh for what I was doing. So I was just like, I may as well soften it up. I wish the coil shock had an O-ring on the stanchion so I could tell how much travel I'm using. I mean, the bike's feeling good. I'm happy. It feels like I can push harder. I'm not getting battered as hard, which I guess is kind of the point of having more travel, isn't it? And that lockout works great too. It really stiffens up the shock quite a lot. And this suspension, I mean, the fluid was already really good, and I think the fluid kind of proves that you can do a lot without having a high pivot. The fluid has a lot of anti-squat, so when you pedal with the shock open, it doesn't sag as much. And this, I would say, doesn't squat by the same amount. It is just a heavy bike though. Like, not physically heavy, but pedaling it is hard, I think. I've sort of been thinking, oh, am I out of shape from not riding for 3 weeks? Not that I didn't ride bikes at all. I was riding my road bike, doing a little bit of traveling to a friend's place. So it's not like I was just sitting on my ass, but still, like, it's been really rainy, so I didn't get on the fluid straight away. And I was just sort of like, oh, this is almost here. I'm just gonna wait. And now that I've got it and I'm riding it, I'm just like, damn, am I out of shape or something? And I think it's just because I forgot what the fluid feels like, and this is a harder bike to pedal, so it feels like I'm more out of shape. Because when I went from Linden's high pivot Cannondale Jekyll straight onto my fluid, I was like, oh god, yeah, there's a big difference. It wasn't because it was squatting. I think it's also got a good amount of anti-squat, but it just felt heavy, like pushing the pedals was harder and it just felt draggy. Even though he runs his tires with inner tubes and at 40 psi, I think I'll ride this a bit and then I'll try riding the fluid at some point. And if it feels not that much faster, and I'm probably going to do it anyway, but then I'll look at putting cross-country tires on it, like a Forecaster and a Recon. I just have to find the fucking things in the same compounds as each other, and that'll be my downcountry bike. Maybe one day I'll even shorten the stroke on the fork just to steepen that head tube a little bit, make it handle a bit sharper, but I also might not. Maybe I'll focus on buying parts for this instead. People say, oh, XT is better. Make a Dior shifter that feels nicer than that, because this action, it's so much lighter. You don't need as much force to get it to shift, and it doesn't, like the XT shifter, it feels too snappy to the point of like it feels rough, and this feels rough and plasticky. I mean, that feels good, but it's like snap, snap, snap. And then both shifters you can shift the other way, but this one I barely have to touch it and it shifts. I can like swipe my finger across it and it shifts. The XT shifter is harder to pull, or it's more awkward to pull. So I think the XT shifter overall is worse. It's more fancy because you can shift twice by just pushing all the way forwards. Like it goes through 2 clicks. But when you can go, like your chain can't jump across the cassette quick enough for the double shift to really matter. So like, come on Shimano, make a 3 down, 1 up shifter that's higher quality. Give it a metal lever and some bearings. I'll buy it. Man, people out here saying like XTR is the most expensive one, so it's better. Brother, my cassette is all steel. It's gonna last forever. The only thing that doesn't last as long is the chain. And the XTR one is lighter as well, so I mean, get that if you can, and then get jockey wheels for the XT derailleur, and then put them on the Dior derailleur, and it's the exact same thing at that point. And weight does not matter. Just build up some more muscle. The only difference weight makes, in my opinion, is just moving the bike around from your car, in your garage, lifting it onto a stand. Actually, when it comes to actually pedaling, the rolling resistance of your tires and the sag of your suspension will affect your efficiency way, 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 way more. And you know what people say? Like, oh, I gotta save 200 grams. Go to the toilet. There you go. There's your weight savings. That'll keep you running efficiently. A lot more than buying a carbon fiber bike, I think. I mean, the harshness of a carbon fiber frame might sap more energy out of you because it's so, jarring all the time than even a steel frame. You might find that you go further on a steel frame just because it's not rattling you as much. Man, I am ranting. Let's do some jumps, maybe? I'm not used to the feel of this bike. I need to tune my bike a little bit more. Probably add a bit more rebound. Or speed it up a little, because it feels a little dead. Not playful. Seems like I need more speed to jump more. I think the fluid launches a little bit better. That'll probably just be down to how much the suspension sagged when you push into it. But the landings on this are much easier. That's for sure. And the technical terrain, I think if I speed up the rebound to get it to pop a little, it'll be pretty sick.